Well, good afternoon, everyone. It is absolutely wonderful to be welcoming everyone to our first check-in with the principal of the 2021-2022 school year. For those of you that might be new to Forest Grove, my name is Buck Rogaman, and I am the proud principal of Forest Grove. If I seem a little bit distracted, especially at the start of the meeting, it's because I'm trying to make sure that I admit people to the Zoom room as we get our meeting started. But just want to take a moment and welcome everyone to Forest Grove and the 21-22 school year. We are really excited to have our program back up and running in person. And one of the most exciting things at the start of the year like this is watching all of the teachers coming in before their work year starts to try to get everything ready and get their rooms appointed for the beginning of the school year. And you would be so impressed by the level of commitment, devotion, and work that our teachers are putting in. I think you would be impressed, but you wouldn't be surprised. Those of you that have been coming to Forest Grove for a few years, you know that our teachers are devoted to their craft and to their students, and that they are going to put in the time that they need to make this year a great one for our students. Again, it's wonderful to have you all here. We're going to have a special guest that's going to join us here in just a minute. Her name is Desiree Babas, and she is our office manager, and she's new to the school. And so we're going to get a chance to meet her in just a little bit. She's actually taking care of something right now, but I'm really excited for you to get to meet her as kind of the new face of the office, along with Nancy DeSilva. So we'll have a newer face and one that you might also be a little bit more familiar with, that's going to be able to welcome you to the office when you come to do any of the business that's associated with coming to school at Forest Grove. For those of you that may not have gotten or a chance to read the message I sent out on Friday, the school year is starting on Thursday. That's going to be Thursday of next week. That's Thursday, August 5th. A couple of the more important dates to remember is that the class lists are going to be sent out to our families at the end of the workday on Tuesday, August 3rd. That's when you're going to find out who your child's teacher is. You'll also be able to take a look at who some of the other students in the class are as well, and just get a feel for what that class is going to be like. And to get even more of a feel for what class is like, we are going to host a meet and greet the night before school starts on August 4th. The parents and the children are all going to be welcome to come to Forest Grove and to meet their teachers and see where their classrooms are going to be. That is going to be from 3 to 4 in the afternoon, the day before school starts. And what is going to be wonderful about that event is that if your students have some things that they want to bring to put in their desk, they're going to have an opportunity to do that. You'll be able to get a chance to walk through the classroom and just get a feel for where your students are going to be spending a lot of their times over the next 180 days of the school year. So we are excited about that. As far as the safety protocols go for that time, we are going to require everyone to be in masks. As I'm sure that you're well aware of, in the news, the CDC has issued new guidelines, whether you are vaccinated or not, that they would like people, when they're indoors, to be wearing masks. So just to make sure that we are keeping the utmost safety, we are all going to be in masks for that meet and greet. Our teachers are going to be stationed outside of their classrooms, so we stay outdoors as much as possible while we're meeting our teachers and greeting our students. But like I said, you will have that opportunity to go into the classrooms and kind of start getting things set up for the school year. That is going to be at 3. If you don't get the message that's got the class list in it when we send that home, we will also have those.
Where's the volume on this?
On the
oh, there I see.
In our on our playground. So it'll be really prominently displayed, and then you'll get a chance to be there. And what's really great is I think that Desiree has joined us. Desiree, I'm not sure if your computer has a camera yet. Hey.
Kind of. Is Sorry, Carrie's here to help.
That's okay. You know what? We got you coming through loud and clear. For those of you that don't know Kerry Parker, there he is. He's the computer tech at our school. And Kerry, one of these check-ins with the principal, you're going to be the guest so people can get to know you a little bit too. All right. But I thought that what I would do first is not only formally introduce Desiree, but we'd like to just get to know her maybe a little bit better. And so Desiree, one of the things I know is that in the conversations that we've had is I know that I talk a lot about my family. Anyone that's been to these check-ins know that I mention Ginny and my daughter Claire all the time. And I know that family is really important to you as well. Can you just tell us a little bit about yourself?
Hi, everyone. So I'm Desiree. I am born and raised in California. I am married. My husband is a retired military, and he now works at the Naval Postgraduate School. And I have 3 children. 2 of them are older. And I have one son still in PG in the district. He's a senior this year. So we're really excited, our last one. And also learning to celebrate that rather than to be sad about it, because it is a great, happy occasion. That's it. That's me. That's who I am. And I'm more than happy to meet everyone and talk and share my life with you guys.
Desiree, that is fantastic. It's going to be fun for me to watch you walk the walk with your son that I've just walked with my daughter this year. For those of you that don't know, my daughter Claire was a senior last year and she's getting ready to leave for college. So if you see a little more sad, Mr. Rogeman, like around the middle of September, then you're going to know exactly why. It's because I'm missing my little chums.
Yeah.
Desiree, now I know that even though you're just starting at Forest Grove, this is not the first job that you've had working in schools and working in education. Can you just tell us a little bit?
Yes. So just with PGUSD, so I've worked at the adult school, and I just recently came from a community high school. And I also was at the preschool on Lighthouse Avenue. And prior to that, I worked for DODS, the Department of Defense Schools in Okinawa, Japan. And I worked for a K-2 Bob Hope Primary School. And I was the registrar there for 5 years. And of course, as a parent, I have volunteered and been in many classrooms.
Folks, when you come into the office, you're going to understand exactly why Desiree is the office manager. She has got great experience. She's worked for a man now who is the superintendent of the Pacific bases for the Air Force. Is that right?
Yes, he is now, the superintendent of the Pacific. And he, was the principal at Bob Hope Primary School when I was there. I still continue to keep in touch with him. We still bounce ideas off of each other and still keep in touch. Great, wonderful guy. Mr. Rogeman reminds me of him quite a bit. So it's really nice. And aside from that, I have, worked for the Air Force Audit Agency, who, that is also another commander for the Pacific. And I have also worked locally, maybe some of you guys know Noah's Bagels, and I've worked for Noah Alper himself, founder and owner of it. And I have worked for NLX, so B-52 airplanes. I worked for the flight simulators, and I worked for the manager for that as well. I have worked for the 3rd largest, advertising agency as well. And lots of fun things there, big clients as well. So I've held many. I don't know. I have also worked for a few lawyers and whatnot. But yeah, so I definitely come with a lot of experience and knowledge, but probably the best and the funnest has been with me working at the school.
Oh, that's fantastic. Folks, I think that you can see that Forest Grove is in real good hands. Desiree, if there were a couple of things that you would want parents to know right now, what would those things be? Like, what's the best advice that you can give parents with regard to what they need to do to get ready for school?
Well, to get ready for school, one, please get your online registration done so we can get you into a classroom. But just know that, the office is a friendly place. We are more than willing to help you. If you need anything, please call us, email us. We would love to get you and your kids situated so that you're comfortable to come to school, comfortable to have them here. And to wear masks, and you will see that we all have our masks on, not during this time, no one's here, but usually we will have our masks on, and we'll make it a very comfortable, friendly, fun environment for you to come in and for your children to be here. And so if, just have masks ready, and if you forget, it's okay, come into the office and we'll help you out.
Desiree, we want the office to be a safe place for our families to land. And with you and Nancy there, I am so confident that people will be able to find what they need. And if not, we will work our hearts out to make sure that we can help them out. Desiree, thank you so much for taking the time. I know it's not easy to get interviewed by the principal in front of the parents, but I really appreciate you doing that. And folks, if you get a chance to come by the office, come by, say hi, and welcome Desiree Babas to our family. And give a big howdy to Nancy as well. And we'll get the school year off to a fantastic start. Desiree, thanks a lot. I'd love to have you stick around and listen to the rest of the meeting. And so parents, we're going to move on with some of the business. I've talked about class lists that are going to be posted on Tuesday, August 3rd, toward the end of the workday, that you could look for, a email coming that's going to have that class list toward the end of the workday on Tuesday, August 3rd. We also have that meet and greet that's going to happen on August 4th from 3 to 4 in the afternoon. That's a chance for you to bring the school supplies that your children have. Also, if you ordered the first day of school supplies from our PTA, they will be in the room waiting for you at that meet and greet. So that big box that comes with the supplies will be there and be ready for you if you ordered them from the PTA. Also, the PTA is going to be present at the meet and greet, so that if you want to buy any spirit wear for your Falcon for our Falcon Fridays. We like to wear green on Fridays, or any kind of our Falcon gear. My jacket counts because I've got the FG family patch on the jacket. You can wear green, you can wear any of the spirit wear. We like to have our kids decked out and show their school pride on Fridays. So we will have some clothing there available. If we don't have what you want and we don't have something that will fit your children, there is a way to order it through Field of Dreams. And our PTA has a link to their website, and you can purchase something through their online store. It gets delivered to the school through your classroom to your students. So it's a really smooth, easy way to buy that spirit wear. Want to talk just a little bit about parent volunteers. We are really excited that parent volunteers are going to be allowed to be back on campus. Remember that all of our volunteers have to fill out the volunteer paperwork with the district and also pass the Department of Justice fingerprint clearance. You can make an appointment to do that with our district office staff. Call the district office and make an appointment with Kimberly. That's Kimberly Ortiz. She is one of our Falcon parents, and she works at the district office, and that's how you set up that appointment to get the fingerprinting done for your Department of Justice clearance. Now, if you do have your paperwork in, you've got your fingerprints cleared, there's one more step that we all have to take this year. If you want to volunteer on our campus, you will have to show a proof of vaccination to Kimberly at the district office in order to be allowed to volunteer or chaperone on field trips and that kind of thing. So there's just one more step that we have to take, and that is showing that fingerprint clearance. But we're excited that we can have parent volunteers back on campus. Our drop-off and pickup procedures are going to be the same as they were pre-COVID. The only difference is that parents are not going to be allowed to walk onto campus and walk their students to their class. So what we're going to do for our transitional kindergarten and kindergarten students is we're going to have adults present, especially those first few days of school, and we're going to drop off at that Congress gate like we did last year. The Congress gate is the one that is right along Congress Avenue, and it's over by the K-Wing. When you come for the meet and greet, we will label that really well so that you know where you can walk your child to the fence, and then we'll have adults that will help them find their class. We ask that you don't arrive any earlier than 8:30 in the morning because we don't have playground supervision until 8:30. So make sure that you drop off your children sometime between 8:30 and 8:40 with our school day starting at 8:45. That will give everybody time to get ready. We would like to encourage as many people as possible to enter through the back gate at school. We have great parking in that back parking lot that we share with the high school. It is the parking lot that is kind of by the tennis courts. You enter that off of Forest Lodge Drive, and there's about 110 parking spaces back there. You can park, get out, walk your child down to the gate that's by our playground structure, and then your child can enter the campus that way. That will take a lot of the pressure off of the front of school. I think our parking is going to be a little bit limited. As you've probably noticed, the football field and the track are under construction, and they're using those parking spaces as a materials preparation site. So that parking is not going to be available for the first couple of weeks of school while they complete that project. You'll be much better off parking in back and walking your child in through the back gate. If you just want to drop off your child and go, we have that ability at the front of school. There's the green area right there, and you can drop off your child can walk to class. What we ask is that you do not park and leave your car in that green area. That is just for dropping off and picking up children. When it's time to pick up your children, you need to know that the school day on Thursday is going to be a dismissal at 2 o'clock for everyone. Thursdays are our shortened days where our teachers have meetings after school. And so on this Thursday, since the first day of school falls on a Thursday, the dismissal is going to be at 2 p.m. On Friday, for 1st through 5th grade, we're going to go to our regular dismissal time at 3:10 p.m. For our kindergarten and TK students, they always get out at 2. Okay, so if you're in TK or kindergarten, it's a 2 o'clock dismissal every day. For our 1st through 5th grade, it's 3:10 on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Friday. Thursdays, it's a 2 o'clock dismissal for everyone. School always starts at 8:45, so that's the same start time for everybody. We are going to still have some safety precautions in place with the new CDC guidelines. Like I said, whether you're vaccinated or not, our adults, when they're inside, are going to have masks on, and we're going to have masks indoors with our students. So our students are going to be wearing masks, and our adults are going to be wearing masks when we're indoors teaching. When our students are outside at recess or playing at lunchtime, the mask wearing will be optional at that time. So students are going to be allowed to get a little bit of a break from their mask, both at recess, at lunch, and during PE class, if they would like to. If they want to wear their mask the entire day, they are certainly welcome to do so. And if you feel more safe with your child wearing a mask throughout the entire day, they can. I've just admitted a couple of people a little bit late to the meeting. I am recording this meeting so that if you want to go back and watch it later and see what we talked about at the start of the meeting, that you'll have that opportunity to do it. You can expect that to get posted on our website. I think tomorrow morning. It all depends on how long it takes the meeting to render on the cloud. And so we will have that available as soon as we can. Other safety precautions that we're going to have in place is that we're still going to have our students wash their hands when they're leaving the classroom and when they're coming back into the classroom. We think that's just a good practice going forward, having the students cleanse their hands. And so we're going to keep on doing that. Also, we're going to have windows and doors at least cracked and open to allow the ventilation of air to exchange often throughout the school day. Our teachers might not have their doors all the way open, but they will have doors and some windows open so that we can get a good exchange of air going throughout the day. and keep things as safe as we possibly can. Another thing that we're very happy to announce is that we do expect our BASRP program to be able to function at the capacity it did at pre-pandemic levels. So for those of you that don't know, we offer before and after school care starting at 7 o'clock and ending at 6 in the evening. So if you're a working family and you would like to drop your child off, you can go to our school website, and there is a link to the online registration for BASRP. Once you get a confirmation code and message from the BASRP program saying that you're registered, you will have a spot in the program. Right now, we do not plan on turning any of our families away, that we expect the program to be able to operate at its full capacity as it has in years past. Heather, I'm going to take questions in just a moment. I see your hand, and you're going to get to ask the very first one. I'm just making sure I'm at the end of what I had planned to cover. I do believe that we are going to be offering busing and transportation. Again, once we have confirmation of that, then we will send out a notice to our families. The capacity for busing might be somewhat limited in that I think that the current safety protocol calls for 2 students per seat. That would put us near the capacity of what we operated on in the past. However,
well, or there's those
be able
tables right by the
to,
baseball field.
Hallie, if you can hold on for just a second. That will be operating at a capacity of 2 students per seat in the buses, and the buses are going to operate with the windows down to try to keep the air flowing as quickly as we can. Okay, that is the bulk of the information that I had. 2 more things. One is that we are still going to have a free lunch program going throughout the entire year. So if there's any day that you would like your student to have the school lunch, you will not be charged. That you can have a school lunch every single day if you'd like to, free of cost. The other exciting development that we have is that we're also going to have a free breakfast for our students that is going to be available. And so that breakfast count will be taken the previous day so that we can have breakfast ready for our students, a cold breakfast ready by the time they go out to their recess. So we're really excited that our kids are going to get a chance to grab some food kind of in the middle of the morning. And so we'll have breakfast and lunch available for our students. So with that, I always love to hear the feedback that you have and any questions or comments. So if you have a comment, the way that you raise your hand in a Zoom meeting, if you're not familiar, is you go to the participants button, and then there is the ability to raise your hand. Heather, you've got the floor.
Yeah, so I've tried to register for the before and after school program, and I put all the information in. I add it to the cart. The only option for like payment on the cart is checkout. And then it says that I've done it. And then I try to log back in on the portal and I get nothing. And it says to contact the administrator. So now I've registered 4 times.
Okay. You know what we can do on our end is that we can check and see if you're registered in the program and then get back to you. That might occur next week as the coordinator of the program returns to work. Mrs. Roman is here. And so if you want to call her, let her know that you're registering, she'll be able to add you to the list just to make sure that we know that we have you and we can check for your name in that registration portal. Okay.
And for the, yes, also for the before and after school, do you sign up for specific days or is it as needed?
So typically what you do is you sign up for the specific days, and then the billing is monthly. And so I think that families pay in advance for the care that they're going to use for that month.
Okay.
Mrs. Roman will be able to fill you in a little bit more on how the billing works. But yes, you do set up a weekly schedule for your child.
Okay, thank you very much.
You bet. And Miss Kate, you have your hand up.
Hi there. Thank you. Yeah, sorry, it's my work name. I have an incoming kindergartner, and in terms of the supply list, the suggested supplies, should he bring all of those at the meet and greet or on the first day of school in his backpack? It seemed like a lot that would maybe last a long time.
Right.
And I wasn't sure if we should like keep some at home and then bring some. I don't know.
That's an excellent question. I think that you can go about it two different ways. One is that you can bring it to the meet and greet and kind of show the teacher what you have, and or that you could go to the meet and greet and ask the teacher's advice for the best way to go as far as the materials are concerned. One thing I do know about some of our kindergarten supplies is the teachers take them from all the students and kind of keep them in big tubs, and people just kind of share the supplies that everyone has brought to school. It's a little bit easier than trying to manage everybody's individual supplies, especially with our littlest learners. And I think that preference may vary from kindergarten class to kindergarten class. So the meet and greet would be a great time to check with your teacher about the best time to do that. Or when you find out who your teacher is, you can email that teacher Tuesday night. Okay?
Sounds great. Thank you.
You bet. Megan, you're next.
Hey there, this is just a follow-up question about the supplies.
Okay.
So I got all the supplies that were on the main website school list. Are there additional supplies that like the individual child needs, or is that it?
I think that is going to be it, that our teachers work every year to go through that list and make sure that the students are going to have the supplies that they are going to need. Some of the supplies we also have at school. So if there's an art project and there's paint needed, something along the lines of that, the teachers have access to that in our storage room. So if you bought the supplies that are on that list, you should be good to go, especially for the beginning of the school year. If there's something specific for the class, the teacher will let you know.
Okay, and I'll just echo what Heather said before, that I've also registered many times, and my husband brought in the paper copy, so we're like super registered for the after school program.
Excellent. You know what, we may find out that we have like 3 or 4 registrations from several families. We got the registration site up and running on Wednesday, but our coordinator had to leave town for a couple days, and so I think he's coming back on Monday, and we hope to be able to work with the company that does our online reg and see that we've got all of our lists ready to go and in our hands at the beginning of next week. Okay.
The last thing I'll mention really quick is that the
Sure.
online registration does not ask you to specify days. You mentioned that was something that we needed to do. The paper form that my husband did ask for days, but the online didn't. So
Great.
I'll just bring that up.
So there may be a follow-up step with the online process where you actually do a schedule. And Mrs. Roma is going to know more about how that works.
Thank you again.
You bet. Tony, it's good to see you at our meeting. You're next.
Yes, hi, Mr. Rogerman. I'm just wondering, just in general terms, with supplies, what are the teachers not provided with that we parents can provide? I know it could vary by teacher, but what should we, if we want to, bring in for the class in general, just to help the teachers out?
First of all, Tony, thank you so much for offering to kind of help out our classrooms and help out our teachers. Some of our teachers are going to reach out to parents for things that would be helpful for the class. One of the best things that any parent at this meeting could do to help support the classroom fund that goes toward the teachers is join the Parent Teacher Association. One of the coolest things that our PTA does every year is they give teachers a certain amount of money that they can use to buy the kinds of supplies that can augment lessons and do, special activities in their classrooms. Because we didn't spend much money on that kind of thing last year, the PTA has increased the amount that teachers are going to have available from $400 per class to $600. In addition to that, out of our site fund, we earmark $1,000 per grade level above and beyond the instructional supplies budget that we have in our site fund too. So our teachers are going to be pretty well funded. But Tony, keep an eye out, especially around like the holiday season, when there are special projects going on like that, teachers may be reaching out, and that's when you could probably really help out. Okay?
Sounds good. Thanks you so much.
You bet. Thank you. Do we have any other questions? Jennifer, it's great to see you at the meeting. We're going to get the school site council going soon. Jennifer is one of our members of the school site council, and that's a group of parents, teachers, the administrator, and classified staff that review the single plan for student achievement goals that we've set for our school, and kind of monitor our progress toward those goals. Jennifer, I know you didn't come on here to talk about school site council. You got the floor.
Thank you. And we're always looking for new members and parents who want to participate. So I think as soon as we know when our first meeting is, we'll get the notice up and make sure people are aware of it. My question was about mass and recess time. Since mass will be optional at recess, can you talk a little bit more about what that's going to look like for the kids?
Sure. One of the things that the recess is going to look a little bit more like it did in the past as far as the timing goes. So our 4th and 5th grade recess is from 10:15 to 10:25. And then our 1st through 3rd grade recess is from 10:30 to 10:40. And then the kindergarten recess comes a little bit earlier in the morning, as you could probably imagine. The younger students need a recess a little bit sooner in the morning. So our kindergarten recess is going to be kind of staggered around 9:30 and 9:45. Our teachers are going to rotate when that happens. As far as the activity goes, the students will have sort of a free play opportunity at recess. However, at lunchtime, what we're going to do is we're going to designate a level for certain grade levels and then rotate daily what level the students will be on. So for instance, the first lunch, we're going to look at the 5th grade being on the 3rd level, and they're going to have the options of playing kickball, a touch football game, or playing tag. Then the 2nd level is going to be the 3rd and 4th grade students, and they'll have the options of playing on the new play structure that we have, doing the handball or 4-square games that are sort of in the middle of that 2nd level court, or playing at the basketball hoops. And then on the 1st level, we'll have our 1st and 2nd graders, and they'll have the opportunity to play 4-square or tetherball or handball. And then we're also going to have the rolling carts that were really popular last year for our students. So we're going to have a little more structured play at lunchtime, because that was one of the benefits that we really found last year, was that if we had some planned activities for the students and a little more supervision, then some of the conflicts that used to come up at lunchtime, when everyone could kind of go anywhere on the playground and do whatever they want, started to wane. And so that's our goal, is that we want lunch to be fun and enjoyable, and to be, a positive experience for our students. So we're gonna have a little bit more structured activities at recess and lunch. As far as how we're going to eat, is we're going to eat in waves. So the 1st and 2nd grade are going to eat first, and then they're going to come out and play. The 2nd and 3rd grade, who will have started off playing, is going to go eat second, and then our 5th grade is going to play first and eat at the toward the end of the lunch period. That way we keep the numbers in the multi-purpose room down, and we can still maintain some pretty good spacing while our students have their masks off and they're eating lunch.
Thank you so much, Buck.
You bet. I've got Audrey's iPhone next.
Hi, Buck. Just following along with that, I'm wondering if you can explain a little bit how lunch is going to work. Will children be eating in the cafeteria, or will they have the option to eat outside?
We're going to try to make use of both of those spaces. One of the challenges with the outside eating is we have to keep it really clean. Otherwise, we start to get seagull intrusion. And, I know that when my daughter was at Robert Down, there was one time she was having lunch and the seagull took a sandwich out of her hand. And so we want to avoid things like that with the wildlife out there. That's one of the biggest challenges that we have with the outdoor eating. But what we would like to do is to split the groups so that we have like a group that's eating outside and a group that's eating inside, just, to maintain that spacing and also give the chance, the students a chance to eat outdoors. I think that kind of answers how lunch is going to work. Lunch is still going to get served through the kitchen as it has in years past. So the students who are getting a school lunch are going to line up and they'll walk through the kitchen, and then they'll take their lunch and sit down either at the tables that are indoors or at the outdoor tables. With our groups that have multiple grade levels, so if it's first and second grade eating at the same time, we'll put one grade level inside the lunchroom and put one grade level outside. With the fifth grade, we will start by letting them choose and see how that works. If everybody's going to the same spot, then what we might do is designate by class. But we have to give it a try and see what's working. And the great thing about the students is they're pretty adaptable. That once we put them in a routine, if we have to change it, then they're pretty good about changing the routine with us. All we need to do is front load and explain. And unlike at home, they pretty much do what we say.
Thank you so much.
You bet. Marcella.
Hi, my question is about if the after school care program person is gonna be available in the meet and greet, or if we wanna talk to her, if you know the schedule that she's at the school, just to pop up and ask some questions.
Marcella, thank you so much for that. I had not intended on having Mrs. Roman present, but what I will do is I will check with our human resources department and see if I can extend her day and see if she can be available for that, because I think she would be an outstanding resource to have available at the meet and greet. Thank you so much for that idea, that input, and we will absolutely do what we can to have her available at the meet and greet. That's the reason why I love to do these meetings. That's a great idea, and I wouldn't have known about it unless you were here and told me, so thank you.
Great, thanks.
You bet. All right, parents. I tell you what, it is really exciting to be coming back to school live, even if we still have to put a mask on and be kind of careful about some things. We just think that that's prudent and that's the wise way to go about it. And I want to thank all of you for taking the time out of your day to check in. These principal check-ins are going to happen twice a month. And so I'll send a message home like I did to announce this one. I'm going to record the meetings so that if you want to go back and watch the principal check-in, you'll have the ability to do that. And we're going to keep on bringing a different staff member every meeting, so you can kind of get to know some of the people that are working for, caring for, and loving your children. I want to thank you all for the gift that is your children, and know that we take very seriously the responsibility that you are giving to us to be able to care for your children. So with that, I wish all of you a good evening, and we look forward to seeing everybody on August 4th for the meet and greet.
Thanks, Buck.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.